Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offences Commission has described vote buying as an act of corruption, which the Commission is committed to tackling. He stated this during a recent press conference. Our correspondent Susan Tiza was in the streets of Abuja to sample the opinions of Nigerians.
The issue of vote buying and selling has been the theme of the day as the election draws nearer. We went to the streets of Abuja to sample the opinions of Nigeria whether or will not sell their votes against the candidates of their choice.
That is bribing. I don't actually move to them because I do personal job, pay myself as a salary. So I don't like anything bribery according to my religion. So I don't collect bribe for voting, especially for voting.
I will not vote for someone because he wants to give me money. It's immoral. We are the ones wanting a better Nigeria. So why will I do something that will give me the opposite of what I want? It's devilish. So there is no amount you will give to me that will make me to vote for someone who I know will not do well because of a meager, an amount that could buy me nothing.
No, the worst part is this, that I will not sell my vote if they give me money to to vote for them. And I will not do such a thing. But the worst part of it is that, not that I hate Buhari or neither I hate Hatiku.
That's what you can take from the streets of Abuja. I am Susan. This is a report from TVN.
Election creates an opportunity for a lot of unemployed people to get employment, even though it is temporary employment. But some are employed as supporters group, while some do other things to help support election in one way or the other. Between 2015 and 2019 election campaign, how much has it impacted on Nigerians in terms of circulation of money during election? Let's take a look.
Some time now, even when we all know that the money in this country is not gone anywhere, there has not been a proper circulation of the money that is geared towards economic activities. By and large, I find it difficult to draw a very big line between that of 2015 and that of now. But in terms of business, without equating it or relating into politics, I would say where there was more money in circulation in the year 2015 without particular reference to election period. So compared to now, there is serious cash drought in the system.
Because now you can see much 20 naira note, brand new, this 200 naira note, and people are no longer feeling the recession so much as it was in the past. Yeah, so there's so much circulation of money this time around, but not much compared to what it used to be in the past. Yes.
We should at least devise means that could bring about a permanent solution to the needs, to the problems of Nigerians, not coming up with a little amount of money that you give to the people, and at the end of the day, you realize that they don't end up using it for anything. Somebody may receive 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira and come up to the television and say he has received this, he has gotten this, but deep down within him, he knows that it's not up to anything for him.
Actually, it depends on individual understanding. Yes, if you are close to the political class, you may believe there was money in circulation in 2015. But now, if you are still close to the political class, you may believe there's still money in circulation. But all the same, it depends on what you believed or who you are aligned to. Those who are close to the political class, they will believe that there's money in circulation. If you're opportune to work in 2015, work with a particular party or a particular aspirant, definitely you will see money. 2015, in this present dispensation, if you are still close to the political class, you still believe there's still money in circulation. So it depends on individual understanding and the way you fit in at the particular time, either in 2015 or 2019 now.
People are struggling to hold on to the jobs they have because there are no jobs anywhere, whether you are paid or you are not well paid. You just manage what you have. So I don't think there is any hope for any job for anybody right now. Probably after the elections, maybe something good might come, but nobody's using that employment thing as a campaign strategy right now. So I don't think it's not a way to get a job right now. Maybe people just get together because of the little money they might get from supporting a particular candidate. But even right now, money has not been released. Even people managing funds, they complain that the parties have not released money for them to act.
That's the month we have for you today on Business News. I am Chiwendo Sisiago. Thanks for watching.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday signed into law a legislation that will henceforth criminalize common discriminations against persons with disabilities. The Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act will see corporate entities and individuals face excruciating sanctions if found guilty of discriminating against persons with impairments, and will bring to an end the long wait by persons with disabilities in Nigeria to have their demands legitimized. That is the topic we will be discussing on Nigeria Today. Welcome on board. I am Charles Ibe. You're welcome back. The program is Nigeria Today, and to look critically at the issue, the good news for persons with disabilities in Nigeria about the signing of their long-awaited Prohibition Act into law, I have with me Ekaete Judith Umo, and she is the National President, Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, I must say congratulations, ma. This is, I think, success. It's something worth celebrating on your part, given the protracted battles over time, bills upon bills, pushing first reading, second reading, third reading. Now, when this news broke out, how did you feel? How did you receive it?
Well, let's say we were dazed because we didn't see it coming so soon. I don't know if you were tracking the news. Precisely on the 22nd, we had a World Press Conference, asking the President to please help us locate and give assent to the disability bill. A week ago, thereabout, was a live stream program on NTA, The Candidate. And you recall when the president responded when he was asked about the disability bill. To us, we saw a total disconnect. We saw that the president was taken aback, so we knew something was going on. So we got very, very angry, and we thought we should let our feelings be known to the Nigerian state. We did that World Press Conference. So we didn't see it coming. We didn't just see it coming, because we were even planning the next step on how to engage constructively the government so that they can look in the direction. But we didn't actually make that bill was missing or what went wrong. So if you ask me again, yeah, they didn't see it coming so soon.
Yeah, in fact, it was actually a surprise when we heard that they said they couldn't find the bill, or maybe he was not even aware of the bill, like as he just. Now, when we talk about persons with disabilities, how inclusive is it? Because we know that there are people with visual disabilities, there are people with speech impairment, there are people with motion disabilities and all of that. Now, do we have limitations?
Well, thank you so very much. So may I even use this opportunity to, inform us or educate us a bit about the issues of persons with disabilities in Nigeria and elsewhere. We are called persons with disabilities not because disability lives in us or we live in a disability. We are a class of people that have impairments and experience some level of barriers when trying to participate in society. So it is that interaction with our impairment and the barriers in the society that produces what they call disability. So if I ask you what is disability, you will just show me people who have impairment. So this is the effect that you're seeing. So persons with disability, according to the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, which Nigeria has signed and ratified, Article 1 of that convention says we are persons who have long-term impairment. And this impairment, when it comes in contact with the barriers in the society, it produces participation restriction. So what something is causing our restriction in participating effectively and fully in society. So we are persons with disability, of course, who face those barriers. And what are these barriers? They could be institutional barriers, environmental barriers, social and cultural barriers, attitudinal barriers. So those are the barriers that this law is trying, to address. And persons with disabilities, they vary. Those with different kinds of impairment is what we'll be looking at now. We have visual impairment, we have mobility impairment, we have psychosocial. So they're visible and invisible impairment as it were. So the interaction and the participation restriction that we will experience will vary on different levels. And we think no impairment should stop us from participating effectively in society. So all the glamour around the disability bill has been put for just for once, and the government just realized that society is diverse and that it's not an homogeneous society, and that people have impairment live in this society and they have rights. So can the government just look in the direction and see how they can address those barriers that people with impairment face so that they can participate? So I have called them invisible and invisible.
Some inherent skills and all of that. We've seen persons with disabilities that are successful in business, in commerce, and in different other fields. Now, looking at the bill as it is, how involved was your organization in the structuring of the bill? Because you have to be dealing with corporate organizations, you have to talk about issues of recruitment, you have to talk about issues of workplace, specifics of workplace, different dynamics of work in labor and all of that. How involved were you in this, in all the dynamics before leading up to the final signing of this bill into law, to know that, okay, this is where it starts, this is where it starts, because there are legislations according to what was spelled out in the bill that was signed. How involved was your association in the whole process leading to the bill?
Very involved. The disability bill, it's come. I mean, it's over 17 years we've been on this. It's a long, long history. This back to 2001 when Honorable Chibundu was the speaker then of House of Reps, or deputy speaker if I recall, and we started looking at, you know, a law that will actually protect the rights of persons, you know, with disabilities. It's been a long history, and it's gone through several processes, and people have been back and forth. But just to summarize, it's not been easy, and I give it at this point in time to National Assembly. They're always very quick at making sure that this thing goes through and they don't waste time passing the bill. But what we have always suffered is the lack of presidential assent. Previous presidents have just refused to sign, and they've not given us any reasonable justification as to why they did not sign or assent to the bill. And as I speak with you, I cannot reference maybe spiritual around it. I will need it to start looking at it differently. So it's been a long history, but there were some hidden fears, I think, which was also difficult for them to communicate. So all the information that we got, we were picking it from the sideline and could not actually hold anybody to it. Okay, so, but we were deeply involved. We were involved in the design, and several internationals are involved with it. And we've always had a clean document, and each time we may go and define something. We were really involved. We were involved both in the process and in the drafting and participation. But we became very, very visible in the advocacy towards pushing. But so it's not a strange document to us. We actually can take ownership for this and say, yes, we did it together. Nobody sat somewhere to craft one document.
For benefits of some employers of labor who might be watching, like, you are privy to the content, the full content of the bill that has been passed and all of that. Now, like we are talking about 35% inclusiveness for women in politics and all of that. Now, when it comes to recruitment process, do you have such spelled out like, okay, in every recruitment by government or even private sector, 30% or so and so must be given to persons with disability? Or do we have such specifics so that you can now hold maybe a corporation or a government entity accountable for?
It says at least 5% must be set of employment must be set aside for persons with disability. At least 5%. So it's not just the percentage or the level of affirmative action as to driving the process. What we're even looking beyond the stipulated percentage within the law itself. If it says 5%, at least 5%, and you don't have any incentives to drive that, that would also be a problem. So what we're going to be doing going forward, after a lot of awareness raising, like what we're doing now, sensitization, we now need to sit with employers of labor to design on how we can drive that. They even begin to look at their own workplace policy and see where the gaps are and how we can close those gaps so that persons with disability can be employed. We do know that some persons with disability will need some assistive device or technology to be able to work. How would they build that into their overheads and what incentives it is? And for other countries, I know that there's a tax waiver, some certain percentage, because you have numbers of persons with disability in your workforce, so there's some waiver on tax. Those are incentives. So these are the things. The implementation is a different thing than what you were saying here. Yeah. So we're going to sit down to see how we can work together to make sure that we can drive that. Because just saying 5%, that's beautiful, but how? Because they also have, they may have some challenges that we need to work out too, but we are happy it stays that. I mean, it has all the parts. It has, there's a part on adequate standard and living and social protection. There's a section on communal life. There's a section on awareness. There are lots of beautiful sections, you know, on the bill, although I'm yet to lay my hands on the law. Okay. I hope that what we have in the bill is what is in the law. But if I'm just assuming the final copy that we saw is what we have, then we are good to go. And do not forget that the bill has a commission with it. So the functions of the commission is start to be thinking through on how to bring all of this to come to pass.
Was it gender specific? Was there any gender issues?
Unfortunately, that didn't drive our thinking. I'm happy that there's room for review and you know, we can update and all of that. And not too much of that of gender sensitive. I tell you, whether it's there in the law, black and white, you find an interpretation to it, so that the commission must have a working document to ensure equality in the implementation of this. So though it's not written in black and white that it allows us to it, definitely we'll work very closely with the commission to make sure that that issue is taken care of. Yes.
Now the bill criminalizes discrimination of any sort, and it comes, there are some sanctions attached with it, with options of jail terms or options of fine. I think 1 million for corporate organizations, 100,000 for private, and all of that. Do you think having such in place will really go ahead to go a long way to helping the cause of persons with disabilities?
Why not? Everyone seems, I've attended several interviews today, everyone seems to be pointing like in that direction. You see, I'm not saying we are a lawless people, but we in the past, we violated the rights of persons with disabilities to such level of impunity that I cannot even explain. So I think that portion is not to indict or just put around to scare people, but I think it's to enforce that anti-discrimination aspect of the law that we are talking about. And I'm happy that everyone is looking at it, and I hope I don't do anything that will make me pay 100,000 or maybe pay $1 million. But I think it's just a measure that will help us collectively drive. But I have been telling people, please take your eyes off those 1 million. It's not as if we violate it, but we are going to do a lot of sensitization, awareness raising, and that's a popular buy. So by the time everybody knows what it is, I don't think we'll be going out of our way to violate this. But I think it's just to show the seriousness of the law. And it will go to some extent to making sure that the violations reduced to minimum. I mean, people will always break the law, but it won't be with that level of impunity as it used to be.
Yeah, the law, they say, is meant to be broken sometimes. And then as an organization, I believe you have several departments and all of that. Like you kept mentioning implementation, and that is the bane of most of the policies we have in Nigeria. Now, coming to this, because this is a very, very sensitive area. I think it was last week or 2 weeks thereabout that we were with the Albino Foundation, and they were celebrating that, they had some engagement with government about this upcoming 2019 election on visually impaired persons. They will not be able to stand in the sun, and then the government had considered to give them some places there that they can vote, make provisions for them to vote comfortably during the elections. Now, as an organization, do you have units within your organization, and also the commission that comes, that you mentioned, that will help to drive the processes involved? Do you have units that, like enforcement units, to ensure that, okay, this person or that person's rights were violated, and okay, this is where I will go to get a redress and make sure it happens? Do you have such arrangements within your organization?
Well, the Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, an umbrella body of all disabled peoples or persons with disability, an organization of persons with disability together. I use the word here, you use the word disabled people. British should not, they will keep saying disabled people, American will say persons with disability. So I'm using that interchangeably. Now, we are an advocacy-based organization, and we are in the 36th state of the Federation, including Abuja and 37. What is our function? It's advocacy, to draw government's attention to issues of persons with disability, to work collectively to promoting these issues and make sure that our rights are protected and development we are getting on an equal basis with others. So this kind of arrangement, I'm looking at it now, JONAPID will still remain an advocacy-based organization, so we will become like a whistleblower. Now we have a tool to drive this engagement, a tool for inclusive development for persons with disability. So what will be the function of the commission? To see that the laws are put in place, not just that you're looking for those to indict and take to jail. No. How would you now translate this law to benefiting persons with disability? So the commission does have a function, and we'll be looking at that. Joint National Association of Persons with Disability, like the whistleblower as it is, we keep an eye on violation, we draw government's attention to it, we take it to the relevant agencies or authority, and that person will be able to seek the redress. All this while, we've not been able to go to court because we do not have anything. We cannot enforce. We couldn't enforce. Yes, but now we do have a document. We do have a law, so it's easier now.
All right, congratulations once more.
Thank you.
There is a 5-year transitional period for remotification of public buildings as a part of the intricacies of the bill that was signed, so that to make it accessibility and all of that for persons with disability and all of that. Do you think that period is long enough or short enough for this? Because I think if you ask me, it should be as soon as possible.
Yeah, it should be as soon as possible. We would very much love that, but we know the reality on ground is that it involves a lot of financing, a lot of all of this. So it's just enough. For instance, if I start with you, I came here, I made some barriers. I had to do like 3-4 steps up. Maybe yours should be like tomorrow night, I don't mind. And it's just simple. Either you're adapting or you're putting something that we eat so that I don't do some steps when I come. If I was a wheelchair user, you had no choice but to carry me over. And that's not dignifying. 5 years is fine. 5 years is fine. I would say the progressive realization will work closely to make sure that that happens. But we're going to take it one at a time. 5 years is fine. I hope that compliance window will be enough for people to take advantage of.
And then will it also be enough for awareness, adequate awareness, like you just pointed out some issues, some barriers, little barriers that you encounter. There are also some organizations who might not really be aware of this. Understand? Do you think there is enough time for people to be sensitized? And then what are you going to be doing from now to ensure that, okay, everybody, this is what is up, this is what has to be done. Persons with disabilities deserve their place in any environment at all they see themselves.
So we're doing activities around public awareness, sensitization and training. And 5 years is even too much. And that's where we need partnership with the media and other stakeholders to make sure that we get this message out and get them to understand the content of the law and the issues of persons with disabilities. So 5 years is good. But I tell you, awareness raising starting even now as I speak with you, we've started awareness raising. But we hope, like I told you, the starting point is making, raising this awareness, sensitizing people, getting a popular buy-in. So disability issue, like I keep saying, is everybody's business. So when we have that popular buy-in, together we drive the issues easier for everyone.
Now, there are a lot of organizations, like I did mention the Albino Foundation. There are some other organizations, some NGOs that takes care of on their own with persons with disabilities. Do you have a sort of synergy that covers everybody? Like every disabled person in Nigeria knows where to go to seek redress or to get.
Was with at Nigerian Info, and we just done doing that. So there's that synergy, because what it is now, we have a huge task ahead of us, and all we need is that synergy to drive this issue.
And you have adequate backing of the government. For now, it's just on paper. Are you comfortable? Are you looking at what we have right now in the economy and all of that? There are obviously going to be challenges driving through all of this. Are you satisfied? Are you comfortable enough that with every other the benefit of insight on barriers and all of that, that this will come to fruition as you are going to, at the end of the day, persons with disabilities will be adequately taken care of in Nigeria?
We are going to take it one day at a time. I mean, the American with Disability Act, they come easy, and even the implementation, there's still gaps. So it's not going to be overnight, everything is done. I say it's going to be like a progressive realization of all of those. So what are we looking for? A law. So now we got one. What are we going to do with it? So we're going to take it one day at a time, and at the end, we'll keep our eyes on what we want to do, our main goal, and we'll move. It's going to be fine. But that is not to say there won't be challenges. And remember, it's not just Jonapi. Government alone can't do this. So we are putting international development agencies and international communities to drive this process. So whatever component they are comfortable with, they could pick a component. Is it accessible transportation that they're looking at? Then there's job for businessmen and who can do that. And what incentives are you giving those who are bringing in accessible buses into this country? Is it healthcare facility, quality accessible healthcare facility? What is it? The health sector is business for everybody. Is everybody go to work, they be innovative, be creative, then we link them with partners who can make this happen so that persons with disabilities can have quality life.
Thank you very much. Persons with disabilities can have, and they deserve to have quality life wherever they find themselves. I have been talking with Ekaete Judith Umo, the National President of Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities in Nigeria. And we have been looking at the bill that was recently passed by the President of the Federation into law, bills about persons with disability. Now, Nigerians, you do know it is a criminal offense for you to discriminate against any person with any form of physical impairment, whether sight impairment, whether visual impairment, whether hearing impairment, whether movement impairment of any other form. It is your responsibility as an individual, as a Nigerian, to take care of them. They have the backing of the law right now. The companies, corporate organizations, individuals take note and do implement so that together we'll build a bigger and a better Nigeria for all of us. That's the size of our program Nigerian today. Thank you very much for watching. I am Charles Ibe.
Democracy continues with or without you. They're voting in every election from city council to governor to president. Because the folks who are voting know the impact that the leaders that they pick can have on every single part of our lives. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make some really key decisions about the life you're going to live, the place you're going to live, how it's going to work out for you. You're just saying, you do it. And you may not like what they decide. You might not like living with the consequences of other people's choices. But that's what happens when you stay home. You're essentially putting your future in the hands of others. And the truth is, that's exactly what some folks are hoping that you'll do. The only way to make change in this country is to get out and vote for the change you're looking for. It is not about the leader. The power of our democracy is in us. The person that you're looking for is standing in your shoes. You are the person that can save yourself from this. We are our heroes. We are our leaders. That doesn't change. And it doesn't matter who runs, it's on us.
Just folks.
To you. I'm so delighted to be here again, especially knowing that you are there watching. So you're welcome to another exciting program at Reality and You. I am yours sincerely, Priscilla Eworm. Hey, today's topic promises to be very informative and educative. Have you ever wondered why sometimes, when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel happy, you don't feel excited that, oh, you're going to work? And some people have jobs, they're not really proud of it, they're not comfortable, they're not happy, so they're struggling with this job, they don't feel they're in the right path. Well, not to worry, because I have a special guest in the house who is going to do justice to this matter, choosing a right career. That's our topic. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, Reality and You continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. If you just walked in, this is Reality and You, and I told you I have a guest, a special guest. He is a trained organizational behaviorist, cognitive therapist, and human resource professional with over 6 years of experience. He is the founder of Fifth Alternative, a training and development institute that seeks to foster human capital development of individuals through training, coaching, and learning within and outside organizations. His name is Mr. Olufemi Ibitoye, all the way from Lagos. Sir, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. My pleasure to be here.
Good morning. How was your trip? Hope you didn't find it difficult getting down here.
Oh, I didn't find it difficult because I think it's just a direct route coming down here.
Okay.
Being the central area in Abuja, so it was pretty much easier getting here.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks now. Now, briefly, I'd like you to enlighten our viewers on what choosing a career is all about.
All right, thank you. Over the years, we've been able to analyze that people think by the time I go to school, do the traditional jobs, what do I mean by the traditional jobs? I mean being a lawyer, a doctor, or engineer, what have you. And that is what we were being sold to when growing up. It's either you want to become an engineer, it's either you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, or an accountant. But over the years, we don't see that career encompasses more than that. It's not just about a profession. It's not just about what you go to work to do. It has to be a mixture of what your value. It has to be a mixture of your passion, what you have passion for, and most importantly, what you're good at. Because sometimes you might have passion for something. It might not be something you have to do because you're not good at it. So we're talking about career. Career is just about how you systematically work out a certain period, which is usually the most important period of your life. Because if you miss your career path, if you get it wrong, you might have a miserable life. So choosing the right career, it's about having a good analysis of yourself, what you intend to do, the value you intend to bring to the society, and most importantly, finding your mojo in whatever you do.
Okay, so at what point in life, at what point does a person decide what career path he or she wants to follow? At what point do you decide what you want to do?
Well, in deciding the career path you want to follow, sometimes it becomes important. We know that we might need to change career. That's what we call continuous learning and reinvention. Most especially in this future of work, whereby a lot of things are changing. We have robotics, artificial intelligence, and technology changing where we work, how we work, and the skills that are required. So here is it. You've got a career. Okay, let me take myself as an example. Okay. While I was growing up, I wanted to become a petrochemical engineer. So, and it's also more basically because, my parents love it, and because of, I think, the money that comes in being a petrochemical engineer. So I was in science class, doing so fine. In fact, I was the head boy of my school. But along the line, a lot of things had to happen. Continuous learning and reinvention. So I had chosen a career while I was young, probably in my primary school, probably in my secondary school, which affected the decision of me being in science classes when I graduated to SS1, SS2, SS3. But in life, I had to reevaluate myself. I had to look at it. What am I good at? What have I got passion for? What are the values that I stand for? And I began to see that, okay, it has more to do with human capital development. I love people. I love people to look at me and say, okay, because of you, I didn't give up in life. I want to let people look at me and say, okay, I want to get better. So with that, I had to realign my career, which means I've taken a career decision.
Okay.
I think that's just like 2 stages. Oh, yeah. For some, it could be 4. For some, it could be 5. For some, it could be 6, depending on the circumstances that surrounds it. Okay. So most importantly, we can't say this is when you choose a career. We've seen people that, okay, their parents will say, oh, I want my daughter to be a lawyer. I want my daughter to be a doctor. But along the line, when the child grows up, just find out that there's no connection. Because apart from the acceptability of the job, the people, do you enjoy the people? Do you enjoy the pay? Do you enjoy what you do every day? Because it's not just about going to work. It's about you enjoying what you do. There was this lady, a friend introduced her to me. She came from University of Lagos and she studied law. A very brilliant student. I think 4.48 or something, just few points to get into first class. But between me and you, she never wanted to be a lawyer.
Really?
But she was doing amazingly well. Okay, immediately she finished from University of Lagos. She said, you know what, Dad, I'm not going to law school because I'm not interested in it. So it caused a lot of, back and forth in the family, that in a way, she eventually got into depression because she said, this is not my path. I don't want it. Okay, just to satisfy the dad, okay, I'm going to law school. At some point, she absconded from law school. Whoa. All because she never wanted to be a lawyer. She said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I love to sell. I love to find solutions to people's problems in these regards. I love interior decoration. So eventually, after her law school, she did so well in law school also. Even looking at her absconding from law school. Eventually, she said, you know what, Dad, I'm not going for NYC because the moment I go for NYC, you want to get me a job. Mm-hmm. So because she wants to technically make herself not employable. But if you look at Anna, the last time I checked, she's already a millionaire, less than 23 years old. So you can imagine when we talk about choosing a career, some of our parents, we are so much engrossed with this society pressure. We let the society, we let the people around us to choose career for us. Whereas we can always go the unconventional way. Most especially in this present world we are, we talked about the future of work, which is making everything to change our work. It is affecting everything we do across board. Okay. So imagine if, let me take for an example, you choose yourself as a programmer. You're very good with JavaScript. That's a career you've chosen for yourself. In year 2099, 2002, earthquake. But I'm telling you, in this 2018 we have presently, you are not an earthquake. So it's either you reevaluate the career you've chosen. You have to know you have to be a bit of a full stack programmer, as in knowing some other programming languages, and you have to be able to understand artificial intelligence and robotics. So you understand, sometimes you can be on the same career path, but you need to reinvent yourself. Sometimes you can make a total 180-degree turn, like move from the left to the right. So choosing a career doesn't have a specific time. You might need to reinvent yourself. And the truth is, the best I've seen in their field, they have actually reinvented themselves. They've actually reevaluated their career. I have a friend, when he was in school, he studied microbiology. Okay. He did so wonderfully well. But now, he's an HR professional and he's doing awesomely well, even more than those who have chosen that career from the beginning. So it's about evaluating yourself. It is not, we can't just do it in hook, line, and sinker. No. You get to a point, what I'm doing, do I find pleasure in it? Mm-hmm. Am I affecting life? And most importantly, am I gaining money? Am I having more money? Because sometimes I've seen a lot of people, as an HR professional, I've seen a lot of people, they will advise you when you're going for job interview, when you're looking for a job, money is not important. They try to downplay money in our career, but the truth is, money is really important. If you have seen people who have excelled in their career, who have enjoyed their career, tell me they are rich. Okay. So we can't underplay money.
I agree with you.
However, it shouldn't be the primary focus.
Okay.
You understand? So that we need to consider too in choosing the right career.
mentioned that a lady was in a particular career, lawyer, and she wasn't excited. And a lot of people find themselves like that. They're not happy doing what they're doing. So what do you think would be responsible exactly for this?
Well, two things. I think I've made mention of one of them. I talked about societal pressure. Okay. We are still interested in the tag. Oh, my son is a lawyer. Okay. My son is an engineer. My son is a doctor. We're still interested in those big name tags. And the truth is, those guys are not even the rich guys. They're not even the rich guys. So when you see people like that, when you see our parents, because of their work, we have this generational gap, and they are the people we call the baby boomers. Now we are the millennials. The millennials, they are born in the late 80s and 90s. They are more spontaneous. Okay. They have a higher thinking process because of they have technology to make decisions. So now we can look at things and look at it in a different way. Even if you look at the way we do media now, in which the profession in which you are, you can't compare the way the likes of Babasala, the way they did theirs in the 90s and the 80s. Yeah. A lot of things has changed. Sure. You understand? So when we talked about people a transition from one career to another, it is very, very important because you need to evaluate whatever you are doing. Whatever you are doing in life, and you can't evaluate it like, okay, am I enjoying it? Do you have peace of mind? I always tell people you evaluate them on peace of mind, do you earn more money, and how is your health? So if you can consider those three things, you can, okay, do I need to? Then when you need to evaluate in getting a new career, then you begin to look at it like, okay, what is in it for me? Which is very, very important in choosing the right career.
Okay. Now, looking at our educational system, do you think the educational system that we have today is making provisions to ease, the choosing of career in individuals?
The truth is, most of the courses we have in our universities here today, in the next 10, 15 years, they won't be relevant. And the truth is, our education is lagging behind in meeting up with the future requirement for the future of work, for the future workplace. There are some courses that won't be relevant in the next 5, 10 years, and we still have them as top courses in our universities. So the truth is, we need to change. I remember we were having a conversation in a symposium in UNILAG, University of Lagos, and we talked about the education and the future of work. Okay. And we analyzed that education has failed. Even apologies to all our lecturers here, they are fantastic people, they are doing so well. But the truth is, they have not really improved themselves to know the requirement that prepares our students for the future of work. Now, there's what we call the soft skills and the technical skills. Some of them have these technical skills, and the truth is the technical skills is only 15% of what is required for you to actually survive in any choosing career. So now, what happens to the remaining 75%? The soft skills. But it's missing. So what we need to do with the educational system is we need to reevaluate, we need to revamp, and we need to look at the influence of technology on our education. Because if you look at it the way it used to be in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, we will be far behind modern technology and we'll be far behind. And when we're talking about Nigeria being behind, we need to look at it in an holistic approach. We can't be talking about economic development and leaving our education. Education is very, very important. So we need to revamp the educational process. The conversation we are having now, as regards the future of work, it's conversation about education. Because if people are not educated, they are not ready for the future of work, and the career they will be choosing will not be in alignment with what is required to survive in the future of work, which is already upon us. So it is not important for individuals, business, and government to take advantage of this transition, to be able to understand the complexities that are involved in choosing the right career for our people.
Okay. Now, some people may be wondering, oh, they are aware they are in wrong career already. They are already there. They are towing the line of a wrong career, and they are wondering, how should I opt out? What do I do? What's your advice for such person?
Well, for people like that, it's so easy. There are a lot of developmental programs. There's something we call, what's it called? IDP, Independent Developmental Program. So this is it. You need to first do an evaluation of yourself. Just like I said earlier. Level of your career. So you need to reevaluate that and get new network of people around you, a social network of new people around you. Okay, for example, I need to transition from being an a petrochemical engineer to an HR professional. I need to start looking for people within that HR field. I need to start checking out, go on LinkedIn, you know, LinkedIn is a professional networking site. Look for people within that field, follow them, comment, read articles. You know, I can even make requests for journals and all that. So that will help you in the transition, which is very, very important. Get a new network. Internship is very, very good. Then you have to, if you have to do some job shadowing, you know, sometimes I've seen some people that, because they've needed to change job, they need to leave their high-paying job, get either internship or probably just have a petty cash just for them to run their basic expenses while they make the transition into the new job. And the truth is, you can also do that through, there are a lot of professional courses, like I said, continuous learning and reinvention. Those two things are very, very important if you want to have an awesome career. So now, you can also go for professional trainings. You want to move to, let's also still use the human resource development aspect. You have to also look at something like CIPD, CIPMN, you know, all those things, they will prepare you for the next job. They will prepare you for transition. Then with the network you're building, another important thing is you go out for seminars, symposiums. I always tell my people that, most especially people that live in Lagos, where I come from, I tell them that you have a lot of, you are sitting on a good mind. Because every weekend in Lagos, there are nothing less than 50, 100 seminars going on across the city. Different fields. What you just need to sometimes just go to Eventbrite, sometimes just use Google. Google is your friend. You get details of all these seminars. So when you get there, you want to do the job transition, you can have conversation, you can network, you can meet people. Then most importantly, you need mentors. You need people to show you the way. You need people who have actually worked. And the truth is, when you meet those people, they will tell you where they're coming from. So you can learn from their journey to see, okay, well, it's never, a career path is never a roller coaster. It's not a linear progression. Sometimes you just have to dabble before you get to where you're going to. So with that, you can have a shoulder to lean on. You can learn from the subject matter expert real time. It helps in that transition from wherever you are to where you want to be.
On this, you know, you've given several advices now. If one discovers, okay, after taking to this advice you give, okay, you have to get a mentor and all of that, read books, and the person discovers that, oh, I think I have found a career path, and along the line you find another thing interesting again you want to do. Is it possible to merge the two together? You know, people have more than one love for, you know, things they love to do. I really love everything together. You're successful.
I'm going to make an example. This is not the real me, but it's an example. I really love to play football.
Okay.
I'm passionate about it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
The truth is, do you have a career in football? Must I have a career in football? So, you know, sometimes we can get spontaneous. Sometimes we can say some things like, oh, I love this. I love baking. I want to start baking. Oh, Kemi is baking. That's my friend. Before you know it, you are so excited. You know, some things, they just come as, you know, some few minutes excitement. You feel like, oh, you've gotten a career. But when you now evaluate yourself, you know, I talked about G plus V, then plus P. Those three things must align. It's not just about what you're good at. I'm very good at a particular thing. I'm very good at baking. That doesn't mean that's my career. I will have a separate different career, but I can just have baking as just something I use as leisure.
Okay.
There must be passion. But let me tell you, passion is not enough. For some years, I've advocated that, oh, find your passion. When you have passion, you've gotten a career. But at some point, I got to know that passion is not just enough. Because you're passionate about something doesn't make that thing your field, doesn't make that thing your career. Another thing you must consider is value. Doesn't match your value. There are some things that you see people, after getting the job, after being on the job, they begin to have problems because they didn't really realize or analyze the career path they've chosen. And they now say that there's not this conflict. Their inner man is having conflict with the outer expression they are trying to do. So such people, you see them, they come to work, they are not lively, you know, there's no positive energy. And you know, in whatever you do, there's one thing we call the 4 E's. One of them, which is very, very important, according to Jack Welch, which he said look out for, is enthusiasm, positive energy. That's why you see such people, they are brilliant. Sometimes they come to work, to office, they do what they're supposed to do perfectly well. They just do it and just go. But there's no positive energy. So such individual needs to be very careful. You have to analyze. It's not just about what you're passionate about. It's not just about you see someone doing this and you're like, oh, I found my mojo, I want to do this. No. You have to do careful evaluation and you have to talk to people. Feedback is very, very important.
Sure.
You understand? You need to have people within your sphere of influence that you can talk to. Hi, Priscilla. How am I faring? Do you think I'm doing better? Am I convincing enough? You need to get feedback from people. When you get feedback from people that are close to you, to your mentors. See, you know what? The world is such a global village now that it can be here in Nigeria and have mentor in Australia. Willing and ready to, you know, show out a lot of content for you to learn and grow. So it's not just about you finding, oh, I'm on this career path, oh, I've seen this, oh, I love this, oh, let me do this. And you see a lot of people, they go through. See, when I talk to young graduates, when they reach out, hey, I need a job, I say, what kind of job? They say, any job, I just need money. I say, any job, okay, no problem, I've had you. When you reach out to me again, now, what about our discussion? I said, you requested for any job, and any job is no job. And I haven't found any job, so there's no job for you. Like, no, see, you have to have a clear picture.
Yes.
So when you have that, you know where you're going. Carefully analyze yourself. Self-evaluation is the most important thing in anything in life. If you don't self-evaluate yourself, you won't know the next career step to make. And sometimes you will even be confusing your mentor. Someone who is supposed to be your career coach, you will confuse the person to give the wrong advice because you yourself, you don't clearly understand yourself.
All right, that's so interesting there. Well done. All right, we'll take a short break. Hope you're enjoying this and we'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Reality and You. It's getting hotter. All right, Mr. Olufemi, I'd like to know, are there institutions or bodies that have been put in place to guide people, to put them in the right career path? Are there institutions or bodies like that?
Yeah, there are a lot of professional bodies, and also there are individuals, corporate organizations that are into that. So we even have an association of life coaches. You know, we have life coach. Life coach, basically what they do is, it's like you're on a career journey. You are here, you could be here, but you need to know how to navigate yourself to get to the top of your career. So you need a career coach. And that is part of what we do, what I do as a person. So we evaluate your present situation. We're like, even I've seen people that, okay, there was a lady, I met her when I was in school. I think I was 2 or 3 years ahead of her, and when she graduated, we started talking. She read business administration, while I read industrial relations and personal management, and we got talking. And during her NYSC, I think she worked in the company and she was the CRM, customer relationship manager or something. And the next thing she started telling me is, oh, I think I'm excited about people. And my thing is people thing. I was looking at her, I said, madam, calm down. I have analyzed you. It's not about people thing. That's not your career path. No, I love you. You are only getting excited because of this short experience. You that I'm looking, you are more good. You are good with business analysis. You are good as a BD, as a business development person. Other than just with people, it's not about people. Okay, we now set up a career development plan, which is very, very important. So after doing that, now she's enjoying her career as a business person. So there are people around there, just like I said, we're in a digital age. There's one thing we call the digital revolution. which is really helping us. Just a click away, you have access to anybody, anywhere. So they help you, they give a career guide. You know, there's this moves, and there's also the fifth alternative. There's a column on our website that allows people to get a coach to talk to. And also there's this, what we call the moves.com, whereby they analyze you. You input some information and they begin to give you some career advice on how to go. So with that, of course, there are a couple of them around, so which you can always take advantage of.
All right, so finally, I would like you to tell our viewers a lot maybe about yourself. Let them know what exactly you're into, so if they need advice or they need to come to your institution for coaching. Okay, I'm a cognitive therapist and organizational behaviorist. I'm so interested in helping people get better in what they do. And also, I'm also a future of work enthusiast because I love to talk about how technology is affecting where we work, how we work, and the skills that are required. And also, I'm also an emotional intelligence aficionado because I'm so interested in this subject of emotional intelligence, how you get better, how you get aware of yourself, because self-awareness is very, very key. And how you manage your emotion for productive life. How emotions are very, very important in making logical decisions. Also, basically, part of what we do is we do trainings both for individuals and corporate organizations, speaking conferences at subject matter expert and keynote speakers. And also, as a person, we developed what we call an IDP, like I said earlier, for individuals to help them get better. As a behaviorist, we believe that individuals is the most important subject of construct. So people talked about team, conformity, but we look at individual. So that's why in our organization, we look at individual and we analyze individual. And also, we help people, especially young graduates, to find their career path. So we talked about CV preparation, we do seminars on that, we do seminars on preparing for work, we do seminars on corporate etiquette, how to dress for interview, how to prepare for interview, how to prepare your CV, how to write a compelling cover letter, how to walk, how to sit, how to dress. All these things, they are very, very important. That makes up a complete whole. Because your career is not complete when you're not well dressed, when you're not well articulate, your career is not complete. No matter how smart you are in your choosing field, all those things, they match up together. So those are part of what we develop and we do trainings on. So we are always available, and we have our website, www.fiftalternative.com. And also, you can always follow me online because I do a Twitter series where we talk about career insights, developmental and words and series at Olufemi Bitoye. That's the Twitter handle. So we can always continue the conversation from there. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Femi, for coming on the program. That was Mr. Femi Ibitoye there, doing justice to the matter, choosing a career. Hope you've learned a lot. Keep staying positive in whatever you do. Till I come your way next time, I am Priscilla Eworm. Bye for now. Scientia Potentia Es is a Latin aphorism meaning knowledge is power, and it's commonly attributed to the English philosopher Sir Francis Bacon. Hello viewers, I am pleased to bring knowledge to you on the program Science Education Half Hour with Udume Chiboise. My name is Priscilla Eworm. Here on Television Nigerian, we Dumechiboise has made science subject a lot simple for students who have challenges in the subject. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab a pen and a notebook and come to the classroom.
Welcome to today's edition of Science Half Hour. The subject of today is chemistry, and the topic of today is group and period. We know that electronic configuration is the arrangement of electrons in the atomic shares. What is group? Group is the numbers of electrons in the atomic shares, while period is the numbers of shares in which electrons occupy in atom. For you to be able to know the group and the period of that element, what you need to do is to carry out electronic configuration. After the electronic configuration, the numbers of electrons found in the atomic shares is the group, while the numbers of shares or orbits in which the electrons occupies in that atom is called the period. For example, let's consider hydrogen. The symbol of hydrogen is H. The atomic numbers of hydrogen is 1. Note that we use electron to carry out electronic configurations, and the numbers of electrons is equal to the numbers of protons, and numbers of protons is equal to the numbers of atomic number. And therefore, we use the atomic number to carry out the electronic configuration, because in neutral atom, the numbers of protons is equal to the numbers of electrons. So the numbers of electrons in hydrogen is 1. As atomic numbers of hydrogen is 1, which is atomic number is equal to 1. This is an orbit. So the electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1. And the numbers of electrons found in the atomic shares is 1. Meaning group, this hydrogen belongs to group 1. And the period, how many orbits is here? We have only 1 orbit. Meaning period is 1. So hydrogen belongs to group 1 and period 1. Let's consider boron. B. The atomic numbers of boron is 5. Now, what is the group of boron and what is the period of boron? Why is this topic important? The topic is very, very important because before you can prepare periodic table, you must know the group and the period in which the element belong. And in preparing for WAEC, NECO, GC examination or JAM, you are likely going to meet this question every year. Question number 1, where you can calculate the group and the period of that element. That is why you have to take this topic very, very serious if you want to obtain A1 in your examination. So now let's talk about this boron. The atomic numbers of boron is 5. We are going to configure this boron, which is going to be 1, 2. The first orbit will take 2 electrons, as it was discussed during our previous lesson. We discussed about the numbers of electrons in which each orbit can take. So this is K share, it will take 2 electrons, and L shares will take 8 electrons. So if this K share has taken 2 electrons, the numbers of electrons remaining is 3. That is 5 minus 2, making 3. So we put the remaining 3 in this orbit. Now after that, how many electrons is in this atomic shares? This is the inner, this is the atoms. The atomic share electron determines the numbers of groups. So how many electrons is inside these atomic shares? Is 3. 1, 2, 3. Meaning that boron belongs to group 3. Then how many orbits is this electron occupying? There are two orbits. 1, 2. That is period 2. Group 3, period 2. 1, 2, 3. Group 3. 1, 2, period 2. Let's consider sodium. The symbol of sodium is Na, and atomic number of sodium is 11. To carry out electronic configuration of this sodium, so that we can know the group and the period of this sodium, we have it to be like this: 1, 2. This K will take 2, L will take 8. Then 11 minus 2 is 9. This orbit will take 8 electrons. So remaining 1 electron, and then this third orbit will take a 1 electron. Now, what is the group? The group is the numbers of electrons in the outermost orbit. Then what is period? Period is the numbers of orbits in which the electrons occupy in that atom, which is 1, 2, 3. If you have understood this and understood this, please can you tell me the group of this sodium and the period of this sodium? That is, the numbers of electrons in that atmosphere here is 1, which is group 1. Then the numbers of orbits is 3. 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. So, sodium belongs to group 1 and period 3. Another example we're going to consider. Let's consider oxygen. Let's consider oxygen. The symbol of oxygen is O, and the atomic number of oxygen is 8. Then the electronic configuration of this oxygen is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total numbers of electrons, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what is the group of these elements and what is the period of the element? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The numbers of electrons in this outermost orbit is 6. So group is group 6. And the numbers of orbit is 2. 1, 2. That is period 2. That's good. We shall be wise. Let's consider chlorine. The symbol of chlorine is Cl, and the atomic numbers of chlorine is 17. Then we have the electronic configuration of this chlorine as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's good. Now the question is, what is the group of this chlorine and what is the period of this chlorine? Let's count. To get the group, we'll consider the atomos orbit. This is the atomos orbit. The group, let's count the numbers of electrons there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Numbers of electrons in the atomos orbit is 7. So group 7. Let's consider the numbers of orbits there, which is 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. Very good. Let's also consider another example. Let's consider calcium. The symbol of calcium is Ca. The atomic numbers of calcium is 20. We are going to carry out electronic configuration of this calcium, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many electrons is found in this outermost orbit? There are 2 electrons in this outermost orbit, meaning group 2. So the group of calcium is 2. How many orbits do we have in this electric coefficient of calcium? There are 4 orbits. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meaning period 4. Period is equal to 4. I hope you are following. I won't like you to fail the question whenever you come across on how to get the group and the period of the element. If you don't know the group and the period of the element, what you have to do is to take the atomic number given to you and carry out electronic configuration. At the end of the electronic configuration, the numbers of electrons in the atom share is the group, while the numbers of orbits of that element is the period. Let's consider phosphorus. The symbol of phosphorus is P, and the atomic numbers of phosphorus is 15. Let's carry out the electronic conversion of this phosphorus, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's complete. Now, how many electrons is in the outermost orbit? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 electrons, meaning group is equals to 5. How many orbit is here? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. That's good. I want to consider the last example. Let's talk about argon. The symbol of argon is Ar, and the atomic numbers of argon is 18. Is 18. The atomic numbers of argon is 18. We have it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Complete. So what is the group of this argon? Let's count the numbers of electrons in the outermost shares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one belongs to group 8. Normally, if you have anyone that belongs to group 8, you equally say that it belongs to group 0 or group 0. Why is it group 0? Because the element cannot give out electron and cannot accept electron. We call such element noble gas. So then what is the period of this argon? The period is 1, 2, 3. Period 3. I want to understand that this electronic configuration, sometimes we want to test your knowledge to find out if you know the numbers of electrons occupied by that element, or if you also know the group and the period from that element. They will give you electronic configurations using the SPD notation. Then I want to also show you how you can get the SPD notation, how you can be able to get the group and the period from the SPD notation. SPDF notation. Now I want to understand that this S, the maximum numbers of electrons for this S is 2, and the maximum numbers of electrons occupied by this P is 6. The maximum numbers of electrons occupied by this D is 10, and the maximum numbers of electrons occupied by this F orbit is 14. Now, what is group? As we earlier said, and period. Group is the numbers of electrons found in the outermost shares, while period is the numbers of electrons in which the electrons occupies in that element. During the SPD notation, the coefficient of the last S is the period, while the power of the last S is the group. But if P is at the front of the last S, we add the power of P or P to that of the last S to have the group of that element. For example, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3x1. Is this the last S? No. Is this the last S? Yes. To get the group of the element, what you have to do is to consider the last S. And also, if you want to know the period, you consider the last S. The last S tells us valence orbit. The last S tells us the valence orbit. Now, this is the valence orbit here. And that is where the group and the periods are found. For example, the power of the last S is 1, meaning group 1. The group is equal to 1. Now, the coefficient of the last S is 3. The coefficient is 3, which is period 3. This is the group. This is the period. The power of the last S is the group, while the coefficient of the last S is the period of that element. If you consider the numbers of powers, the numbers of powers here will tell you the number of atomic number or the numbers of electrons of that element. Let's count it. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, 10 plus 1, 11. So the atomic number of this element is 11. And which means that this element is sodium, atomic number being equal to 11. Remember, we did the electronic configuration as this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So the numbers of electrons in this atmosphere is 1, which is group 1, group 1. And the numbers of orbits here is 3, 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3, period 3. So the power of the last S is the group, and the coefficient of the last S is the period. Do you understand? Yes, you shall be wise. Let's go on. Now, let's consider this again. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4x2. Now, the question is, what is the group of this element and what is the period? You don't know this name of the element. You don't know the element. But you don't care to know, because the question is, what is the group and what is the period? What you have to do is to know the power of the last S and also to know the coefficients of the last S. The power of the last S tells you the group, and the coefficients of the last S tells you the period. So, how many electrons is at the top of the last S? Is 2. So, group is group 2, and period is equals to the coefficient of the last S, which is 4. If you want to know the number of the element, you can add the powers. The powers will be able to tell you the atomic number, then you can be able to know the name of the element. Let's add together. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, give you 10. 10 plus 2, 12. 12 plus 6, 18. And 18 plus 2, 20. That's good, which means this element here is calcium. We remember that we did the electronic configuration of calcium and obtained the period and the group. Group being 2 and period equals to 4. Let's also still compare it again. We have it to be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So how many numbers of electrons is in this outermost orbit? Which is 2. 1, 2, meaning group 2. And how many orbit is this? Is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning period 4. So power of the last S is the group 2. Coefficient of the last S is 4, meaning group period 4. Period 4 here. Then group 2, 1, 2, the power here. I don't want you to fail the question because you are going to meet it during examination. I want to pay attention to understand this. That is how we go about it. Now, if you have electronic coefficient as this, 1s raised to power 2. The group of this element is 2. What about the period? The period is what? 1, group 2, period 1. If you have something like the 1s2, 2x1. What is the group and what is the period? The group is group 1 and the period is period 2. You are there, you are getting it. So if we consider this one, 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Correct. What is the group of this one? And what is the period of this one? The group is not group 5, neither group 2, but the period is period 2. I told you to get the group when it's being found at the atmosphere. If P is at the front of the atmosphere, what you need to do is to add the power of P to that of the last S to get the group of that element. Let's do it now. Now, because of P is at the front of the last S, we consider the whole of this place to be the valence electron. Consider the whole of this place to be the valence electron because P is at the front of the last S. So let's add. If you want to get the group, you add the power of the last S, which is group is equals to 2 plus 5 gives you what? 7. And period remains the coefficients of the last X. Period 2. Let's find out the name of this element. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 5 give you 9. Gives you 9. So the name of this element is fluorine. So which is fluorine? The symbol of fluorine is F, and the atomic numbers of fluorine is 9. If we configure this fluorine, we are going to have it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Now, how many electrons is in this atomos orbit? We count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 2 plus 5, 7. Group 7. How many orbit is here? Let's count 1, 2, which is 2. Meaning the coefficients of the last S is 2. Very good. Let me test you again. You can get this one. One S2, 2S2, 2P6, 3S2, 3P4. Good. Let me find out if you can get this one. The answer is 2 plus 4 equals to 6. So group is group 6. And period is equals to period what? 3. You are there. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos.
Welcome back. Trust you had an impactful lecture. Thank you so much for watching.
For adverts and sponsorship considerations, please contact the following phone numbers: 090-9670-6251 or 090-2159-9127 or 080-3362-8945. You can also follow us on our social media handle. Our Facebook page is TV Nigerian. You can also tweet at us at TV Nigerian. Instagram is TV Nigerian. You can also email us, and our email address is info@tvn.news. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get our latest videos. Our YouTube handle is Television Nigerian. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Living Treasures Academy. Enjoy a conducive and serene learning environment. Qualified and experienced teachers. Equipped computer laboratory and library. Secured atmosphere. Extracurricular activities. An all-embracing curriculum for total development of the child. Comprehensive education for leadership. Join us today from crèche to secondary levels. Living Treasures Academy, committed to excellence.
Scientia potentia est is a Latin aphorism meaning knowledge is power, and it's commonly attributed to the English philosopher Sir Francis Bacon. Hello viewers, I am pleased to bring knowledge to you on the program Science Education Half Hour with Udume Chibueze. My name is Priscilla Iwurum. Here on Television Nigerian, Udume Chibueze has made the science subject a lot simple for students who have challenges in the subject. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab a pen and a notebook and come to the classroom.
Welcome to today's edition of Science Half Hour. The subject of today is chemistry, and the topic of today is group and period. We know that electronic configuration is the arrangement of electrons in the atomic shares. What is group? Group is the numbers of electrons in the atomic shares, while period is the numbers of shares in which electrons occupy in atom. For you to be able to know the group and the period of that element, what you need to do is to carry out electronic configuration. After the electronic configuration, the numbers of electrons found in the atomic shares is the group, while the numbers of shares or orbits in which the electrons occupies in that atom is called the period. For example, let's consider hydrogen. The symbol of hydrogen is H. The atomic numbers of hydrogen is 1. Note that we use electron to carry out electronic configurations, and the numbers of electrons is equal to the numbers of protons, and numbers of protons is equal to the numbers of atomic number, and therefore we use the atomic number to carry out the electronic configuration, because in a neutral atom the numbers of protons is equal to the numbers of electrons. So the numbers of electrons in hydrogen is 1. That is, the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, which is atomic number is equal to 1. This is an orbit. So the electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1. And the numbers of electrons found in the atomic shares is 1. Meaning group, this hydrogen belongs to group 1. And the period, how many orbits is here? We have only one orbit, meaning period is 1. So hydrogen belongs to group 1 and period 1. Let's consider boron, B. The atomic mass of boron is 5. Now, what is the group of boron? and what is the period of boron. Why is this topic important? The topic is very, very important because before you can prepare periodic table, you must know the group and the period in which the element belong. And in preparing for WAEC, NECO, GC examination or JAM, you are likely going to meet this question every year. Question number 1, where you can calculate the group and the period of that element. That is why you have to take this topic very, very serious if you want to obtain A1 in your examination. So now let's talk about this boron. The atomic numbers of boron is 5. We are going to configure this boron, which is going to be 1, 2. The first orbit will take 2 electrons, as it was discussed during our previous lessons. We discussed about the numbers of electrons in which each orbit can take. So this is K share, it will take 2 electrons, and L shares will take 8 electrons. So if this K share has taken 2 electrons, the numbers of electrons remaining is 3. That is 5 minus 2, making 3. So we put the remaining 3 in this orbit. Now after that, how many electrons is in this outermost shares? This is the inner, this is the outermost. The outermost share electron determines the numbers of groups. So how many electrons is inside this outermost shares? Is 3. 1, 2, 3. Meaning that boron belongs to group 3. Then how many orbits is this electron occupying? There are 2 orbits. 1, 2. That is period 2. Group 3, period 2. 1, 2, 3. Group 3. 1, 2, period 2. Let's consider sodium. The symbol of sodium is Na. An atomic number of sodium is 11. To carry out electronic configuration of this sodium, so that we can know the group and the period of this sodium, we have it to be like this. 1, 2. This K will take 2, F will take 8. Then 11 minus 2 is 9. This orbit will take 8 electrons. So remaining 1 electron, and then this third orbit will take the 1 electron. Now, what is the group? The group is the numbers of electrons in the outermost orbit. Then what is period? Period is the numbers of orbits in which the electrons occupy in that atom, which is 1, 2, 3. If you have understood this and understood this, please can you tell me the group of this sodium and the period of this sodium? That is the numbers of electrons in the outermost here is 1, which is group 1. Then the numbers of orbits is 3. 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. So sodium belongs to group 1 and period 3. Another example we're going to consider. Let's consider oxygen. Let's consider oxygen. The symbol of oxygen is O, and the atomic number of oxygen is 8. Then the electronic configuration of this oxygen is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total numbers of electrons, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what is the group of these elements and what is the period of the element? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The numbers of electrons in this outermost orbit is 6. So group is group 6. And the numbers of orbit is 2. 1, 2. That is period 2. That's good. You shall be wise. consider chlorine. The symbol of chlorine is Cl, and the atomic numbers of chlorine is 17. Then we have the electronic configuration of this chlorine as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's good. Now the question is, what is the group of this chlorine and what is the period of this chlorine? Let's count. To get the group, we consider the atomos orbit. This is the atomos orbit. The group, let's count the numbers of electrons there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Numbers of electrons in the atomos orbit is 7. So group 7. Let's consider the numbers of orbit there, which is 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. Very good. Let's also consider another example. Let's consider calcium. The symbol of calcium is Ca. The atomic numbers of calcium is 20. We are going to carry out electronic configuration of this calcium, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many electrons is found in this atomos orbit? There are 2 electrons in this atomos orbit, meaning group 2. So the group of calcium is 2. How many orbits do we have in this electronic configuration of calcium? There are 4 orbits. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meaning period 4. Period is equals to 4. I hope you're following. I won't like you to fail the question whenever you come across on how to get the group and the period of the element. If you don't know the group and the period of the element, what you have to do is to take the atomic number given to you and carry out electronic configuration. At the end of the electronic configuration, the numbers of electrons in the atomos share is the group, while the numbers of orbits of that element is the period. Let's consider phosphorus. The symbol of phosphorus is P, and the atomic numbers of phosphorus is 15. Let's carry out the electronic configuration of this phosphorus, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's complete. Now, how many electrons is in the atomos orbit? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 electrons, meaning group is equals to 5. How many orbit is here? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. That's good. I want to consider the last example. Let's talk about argon. The symbol of argon is Ar, and the atomic numbers of argon is 18. Is 18. The atomic numbers of argon is 18. We have it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Complete. So what is the group of this argon? Let's count the numbers of electrons in the atomos shares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one belongs to group 8. Normally, if you have anyone that belongs to group 8, you equally say that it belongs to group 0 or group 0. Why is it group 0? Because the element cannot give out electron and cannot accept electron. We call such element noble gas. So then what is the period of this argon? The period is 1, 2, 3, period 3. I want to understand that this electronic configuration, sometimes we want to test your knowledge to find out if you know the numbers of electrons occupied by that element, or if you also know the group and the period from that element. They will give you electronic configurations using the SPD notation. Then I want to also show you how you can get the SPD notation, how you can be able to get the group and the period from the SPD notation. SPDF notation. Now I want to understand that this S, the maximum numbers of electrons for this S is 2, and the maximum numbers of electrons occupied by this P is 6. The maximum numbers of electrons occupied by this D is 10, and the maximum numbers of electrons occupied by this F orbit is 14. Now, what is group? As we earlier said, and period. Group is the numbers of electrons found in the outermost shares, while period is the numbers of electrons in which the electrons occupies in that element. During the SPD notation, the coefficients of the last S is the period, while the power of the last S is the group. But if P is at the front of the last S, we add the power of P to that of the last S to have the group of that element. For example, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3x1. Is this the last x? No. Is this the last s? Yes. To get the group of the element, what you have to do is to consider the last s. And also, if you want to know the period, you consider the last s. The last S tells us valence orbit. The last S tells us the valence orbit. Now this is the valence orbit here. And that is where the group and the periods are found. For example, the power of the last S is 1, meaning group 1. The group is equal to 1. Now the coefficients of the last S is 3. The coefficient is 3, which is period 3. This is the group, this is the period. The power of the last S is the group, while the coefficients of the last S is the period of that element. If you consider the numbers of powers here will tell you the number of atomic number or the numbers of electrons of that element. Let's count it. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, 10 plus 1, 11. So the atomic number of this element is 11, and which means that this element is sodium, atomic number being equal to 11. Remember, we did the electronic configuration as this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So the numbers of electrons in this atomos here is 1, which is group 1, and the numbers of orbit here is 3, 1, 2, 3, meaning period 3. So the power of the last S is the group, and the coefficients of the last S is the period. Do you understand? Yes, you shall be wise. Let's go on. Now let's consider this again. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4x2. Now, the question is, what is the group of this element and what is the period? You don't know this name of the element. You don't know the element. But you don't care to know because the question is what is the group and what is the period. What you have to do is to know the power of the last s and also to know the coefficients of the last s. The power of the last s tells you the group and the coefficients of the last s tells you the period. So how many electrons is at the top of the last s? Is 2. So group is group 2 and period is equals the coefficient of the last s, which is 4. If you want to know the name of the element, you can add the powers. The powers will be able to tell you the atomic number, then you can be able to know the name of the element. Let's add together. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, give you 10. 10 plus 2, 12. 12 plus 6, 18. And 18 plus 2, 20. That's good, which means this element here is calcium. We remember that we did the electronic conversion of calcium and obtained the period and the group. Group being 2 and period equals to 4. Let's also still compare it again. We have it to be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So how many numbers of electron is in this outermost orbit? Which is 2. 1, 2, meaning group 2. And how many orbit is this? Is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning period 4. So power of the last s is the group 2. Coefficients of the last s is 4, meaning group period 4. Period 4 here. Then group 2, 1, 2, the power here. I don't want you to fail the question because you are going to meet it during examination. I want to pay attention to understand this. That is how we go about it. Now, if we have electronic coefficient as this, 1s raised to power 2. The group of this element is 2. What about the period? The period is what? 1, group 2, period 1. If you have something like the 1s2, 2x1. What is the group and what is the period? The group is group 1 and the period is period 2. You are there, you are getting it. So if we consider this one, 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Correct. What is the group of this one? And what is the period of this one? The group is not group 5, neither group 2, but the period is period 2. I told you to get the group. When it's being found at the outermost shell, if p is at the front of the outermost shell, what you need to do is to add the power of p to that of the last s to get the group of that element. Let's do it now. Now, because of p is at the front of the last s, we consider the whole of this place to be the valence electron. Consider the whole of this place to be the valence electron because p is at the front of the last s. So let's add. If you want to get the group, you add the power of the last s, which is group is equals to 2 plus 5 gives you what? 7. And period remains the coefficients of the last x, the period 2. Let's find out the name of this element. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 5 gives you 9. Gives you 9. So the name of this element is fluorine. So which is fluorine? The symbol of fluorine is F, and the atomic numbers of fluorine is 9. If we configure this fluorine, we are going to have it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Now, how many electrons is in this outermost orbit? We count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 2 plus 5, 7, group 7. How many orbit is here? Let's count 1, 2, which is 2, meaning the coefficients of the last s is 2. Very good. Let me test you again. Can I get this one? One S2, 2S2, 2P6, 3S2, 3 P4. Good. Let me find out if you can get this one. The answer is 2 plus 4 equals to 6. So group is group 6. And period is equals to period what? 3. You are there. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more video.
Welcome back. Trust you had an impactful lecture. Thank you so much for watching.
For adverts and sponsorship considerations, please contact the following phone numbers: 090-9670-6251 or 090-2159-9127 or 080-3362-8945. You can also follow us on our social media handle. Our Facebook page is TV Nigerian. You can also tweet at us at TV Nigerian. Instagram is TV Nigerian. You can also email us, and our email address is info@tvn.news. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get our latest videos. Our YouTube handle is Television Nigerian. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Living Treasures Academy. Enjoy a conducive and serene learning environment. Qualified and experienced teachers. Equipped computer laboratory and library. Secured atmosphere. Extracurricular activities. An all-embracing curriculum for total development of the child. Comprehensive education for leadership. Join us today from crèche to secondary levels. Living Treasures Academy, committed to excellence.
Welcome to today's edition of Science Half Hour. Today's subject is chemistry, and the topic of today is isotopes. Isotope is two or more atoms of the same element, which has the same atomic number with different mass numbers as a result of their differences in neutrons. Many students find it difficult to solve a problem based on isotopes because they don't know the right steps and process to take. Today you'll be listening the way to solve these isotopes and how you can be able to know different isotopes of the same element. It will start falling down. When the object starts falling down, then it means that the force of gravity has completely overcome the force of projector. The distance from here to here is the length, and distance from here to here is the height. The distance between here to here is the breadth. sometimes many people are confused the difference between isotopes and the allotropy. The allotropy only discuss the physical properties of the same element, but they have different chemical properties. Isotopes only talks about the difference between their mass numbers of the same element, but they have the same atomic numbers. Examples of isotopes are isotopes of copper. Copper has two isotopes, 27% of 6529 and 73% of 6329. Isotopes of chlorine. Chlorine has two isotopes, 75 of chlorine 3517 and 25% of chlorine 3717. Iron has three isotopes, 5.8% of iron 5426, 91.6% of iron 5626, 2.2% of iron 5726, and 0.3% of iron 5826. Oxygen has two isotopes, 99.76% of oxygen 168, 0.04% of 178, and 0.2% of oxygen 188. Isotopes of magnesium. Magnesium has three isotopes, 78.6% of magnesium 2412, 10.1% of magnesium 2512, and 11.3% of magnesium 2612. Isotopes of carbon. Carbon has two isotopes, 98.9% of carbon 12-6 and 1.19% of carbon 13-6. Isotopes of zinc. Zinc has two isotopes, 25% of zinc 6430 and 75% of zinc 6630. Isotopes of lead. Lead has two isotopes, lead 20782 and lead 20882. Isotopes of hydrogen. Hydrogen has three isotopes. These are hydrogen 1, 1, hydrogen 2, 1, and hydrogen 3, 1. The hydrogen 1, 1 is called hydrogen or protium. Hydrogen 2, 1 is called heavy hydrogen or deuterium. Hydrogen 3, 1 is called tritium or T. Representation of isotopes. Isotopes can be represented with symbols with the mass number and with the atomic numbers. If this is the symbol of the element, X represents the symbol of the element, and M represents the mass number, and A represents the atomic number of that element, where X is a symbol, M is the mass number, A is the atomic number. From here, we calculate the abundant ratio of isotopes. How do we get the abundant ratio of isotopes? We get the abundance ratio of isotopes by dividing their percentages of those isotopes by the smallest. object will start falling down. When the object starts falling down, then it means that the force of gravity has completely overcome the force of projector. The distance from here to here is the length, and distance from here to here is the height. The distance between here to here is the breadth. So we talk about abundance ratio. The abundance ratio is got by dividing the percentages of those isotopes by the smallest. Examples: calculate the ratio of each isotope in the following naturally occurring elements. When solving abundant ratio of isotopes, what we need to do is to use the percentages. Numbers 63 and 65. And it has the same atomic number, which is 29, atomic number 29, and this atomic number 29. Because of the differences in neutrons, that is why the mass numbers are also different. So, but they have the same atomic number. This is the reason why this is called isotopes. To solve for the abundant ratio, we use their percentages to get the abundant ratio. How do we get it? We divide the percentage by the smallest. Like this is 27% and this is the 73%. The smallest, or the smaller among the two of them is 27. So abundant ratio of copper 63, 29 and the copper 65, 29. The percentage of copper 63 is 27. And I say divide by the smallest ratio, by the smallest percentage, which is equals to 27 divided by 27 and 73 divided by 27. Does that give us 20% of chlorine 35 and 17 and 25% of chlorine 37, 17. So we are going to calculate the abundant ratio. Divide by the smallest. Between chlorine 35 and 17 and chlorine 37 and 17, the smallest percentage among them is 25. This 25 is smaller than 75, so we divide both sides by 25%. 75 over 25 is to 25 over 25. So divide 75 by 25, then also divide 25 by 25 because 25 is the smallest. The answer gives us 75 divided by 25 is 3, is to 25 divided by 25 gives us 1. So the abundant ratio of chlorine is 3:1. Will start falling down. When the object starts falling down, then it means that the force of gravity has completely overcome the force of projection. The distance from here to here is the length, and the distance from here to here is the height. The distance between here to here is the breadth. Example 3. Calculate the abundant ratio of 78.6% of magnesium 24 12, 10.1% of magnesium 25 12, and 13.3% magnesium 26 12. So magnesium has 3 isotopes. We divide the isotopes, their percentage, by the smallest to get the abundant ratio. And the smallest among them here is 10.1%. .6 divided by 10.1. 10.1 divided by 10.1 is to 13.3 divided by 10.1. 78.6 divided by 10.1 give us 8. Is to 10.1 divided by 10.1 give us 1. Is to 13.3 divided by 10.1 give us 1. So the abundant ratio of magnesium, of isotopes of magnesiums, are 8:1 and 1. I believe you understood this topic. So I want to remind you again the definitions of isotopes. Isotopes is defined as 2 or more atoms of the same element which has different mass numbers but the same atomic numbers as a result of their differences in neutrons. The reason is that the neutrons are different. This is why their mass numbers are different. So I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.
My expectation from the next president is that he should not be sectional. He should try as much as possible to create an enabling environment for everyone who is a Nigerian to feel like a Nigerian. A president of a nation is a president of all, not a president of a region or a religion. So my expectation is that he should consider in restructuring the country so that every part of the country and the system will work.
The next government that is coming should really go into mechanize agriculture, not this type that you give somebody loan of how much to go and, they should mechanize this agricultural sector in such a way that we'll have large volume of food coming out of that place.
The next elected president, what I expected for, so that every state can be providable, to reduce the migration from the state to the federal, and to autonomy to the local government, so that local people will be developed. That is what I expect of them.
They will provide money in circulation, empower Nigerian youth, transparency, and fight corruption, and uphold the rule of law.
It should make sure that actually majority of our infrastructure revert back to back. We should make sure that agricultural have the buoyant backup, so that we can be producing the cloth that we are looking for in abroad here. We are doing it here in Nigeria before.
During a presidential debate, the presidential candidate of PDP, Atiku Abubakar, made a statement that looters should be granted amnesty if they return back their loot, while the national chairman of APC, Adams Oshomole, says join APC and your sins will be forgiven. We're on the street of Abuja to find out the views of the masses. Stay with us.
The former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, about what he said about the debates of looters, I think he's on the right step, because that is not strange to our law. If you go to our criminal laws, there is a place where you looters can be able to bring back the money and they will be accepted, which is called plea bargain, where you bargain with the government and you are asked to return the money and you're asked to go free. So what he's proposing is not strange to the law. It is in our laws here in Nigeria.
Atiku is being more realistic. Even in law, plea bargain is allowed. Okay? And it has been happening. It is not the first time. Atiku is a politician. At times, you do certain things in order not to hit off the polity. Okay? These politicians, a good number of them have a lot of followers. When you start pushing them up and down unnecessarily, you are causing you are hitting up the polity. But when you go into plea bargain with them, which is still recognized in law, they will return the money and then there will be peace all over the country. Then talking of that of APC, come over to APC and your sins will be forgiven. That is exactly what has been happening. That is why people are not happy with the so-called fight against corruption by this present administration. Honestly, they are not fighting corruption. They will think they can pull wool over corruption.
But corruption is not said that the law that said plead bargain.
Conditions the person have to be given and be guided before amnesty is given. You can't just give amnesty. If it is done like that, that means people will continue to be committing, because they know that one day they'll be given amnesty.
The idea of allowing money coming back to Nigeria, I think that would be the best thing. Because what is the point of having the money? Start other people's country, developing other money.
What I understood what he said, a repentant looter who said, "Sir, forgive me of my sins." By saying that, he have already refunded what have looted already. Then by the Holy Book said, "Go, but sin no more."
For me, it's a good idea. I think I support that if, based on condition, if at all the looted funds return to the government, or does return to Atiku for, if the Atiku government, if at all, because I'm not sure if they are going to be utilized or used for the benefit of Nigerians. But if the looted funds, when they are bringing back to the government, they are going to be used for the benefit of Nigeria, I think I supported that.
You have felt the pulse of the people. The general consensus here is that Nigerians are interested in any decision that will take us to the next level. That's the much we have for you today. I'm Zuwaira Hamza, TVN News.
It's not